Hi, guys, and welcome to another episode of the podcast. Today, I have a very special podcast for you guys because I have an amazing person joining me today, one of my clients, and we're going to be talking about her success story. And I think you guys are going to be so motivated by her because she's the true example or the true definition of if you want to do something, you'll find the time and you'll make it work. And I still remember that initial call we had 6 months ago now, like almost 6 months ago, when we started working together. And you told me, I owe this to myself. I really want to make this change, not just for myself, but for my mindset. This change is overdue. Like those were exactly the words that you told me. I've got my 40th birthday coming up this year in March, and then you had your wedding come last year. So that was one of your two big goals. And you tried different things. You tried CrossFit, you tried F45, you tried working with a different coach, and you were like, I just want to find something that is sustainable. I want to find something that it's going to make me feel good about myself. And I also something that you told me is like, I don't have the time right now. I'm busy with work, working 40 hours a week. I've got a baby. Your baby is still a baby. You got a family, you got a husband. And you were like, I just don't have the time, but I know I want to make this change. 6 months later, you're making this change. Like you're transforming your life so much in so many different ways, like not just physically, because this is something I always tell you guys, like physically, yes, we make those changes, but more, I think the changes that you've had, it's more to do with your mindset, how you're seeing things, how you're looking at yourself, how you feeling about yourself. It's something that it's amazing. It's inspiring. You're motivating people. And that's exactly why I wanted you to be here and talk about your journey. So let's get started by talking about how you felt before joining my program, like how you felt about yourself and how you felt about your fitness journey. And sorry, I didn't mention your name. Her name is Yani. Thank you, Yani, for being here. Thank you for making the time. But yeah, tell me, how did you feel about yourself and your fitness journey before joining my program?
So I joined Daniela's program last year in October, I think September. It was September. After my first wedding, I'm gonna say, in America. And like by that time, I had a 2-year-old. I had a new job, was 40 hours a week. I have a family, as you were saying, and I didn't have any time to do it. But I felt so bad about myself. I was overwhelmed because I put on so much weight after my baby was born. And then I exercised. I joined a CrossFit gym and I dropped a lot of weight. But soon after I went on holidays, like I didn't continue with all this. Also, at that time, I didn't have a job. So it was difficult for me to put the money aside for that. So after my holidays and all that, I felt overwhelmed. I was overweight. I can say that now because I look at the pictures and I see the differences. And really, I didn't know where to start. I knew that I needed to do a change, but I didn't know how to. It's like, okay, what am I going to do? Like I was paying the gym. I started paying a gym membership and I was not even going then because I was scared of lifting weights on my own. I didn't know what to do, when to do it, how to do it. So I joined group fitness, group fitness groups and the gym, and it was okay, but there was no planning, and there was no planning also about my diet and all that. So I felt that all the effort that I was putting, it was going nowhere, and that it didn't have a plan. So like literally, I was lost, and that's when I saw a girl that I know that she was she was a member of the DDC group, and I was like, okay, she's making so much changes in her life. Probably this is something that I can do, and I inquire, and I was sold.
And we're here now, 6 months. Yeah. And I feel like, that's how many women felt. That's exactly how I felt when I started with my journey. I didn't know what I was doing at the gym. I was so lost. I had no structure. I was doing group classes. I was doing Zumba. I was doing yoga. I was doing pump. I was doing spin classes because that's the only thing that I felt, okay, the teacher, the instructor knows what they're doing. So let me join that. I have no clue what I'm doing at the gym. Even though you're paying your membership, there's no structure. And I think that's something that was missing for you. It's structure with your training and it's structure with your nutrition, your meal plan. And I think that's something that makes a huge difference that I feel like not many people understand. Like it's good that you go to the group classes because it does help. But if you have a very specific goal, like you had, I want to lose this body fat, I want to change my mindset, I feel like we need that structure. Otherwise, it's going to be almost impossible to reach that goal to get where we want to get. So how do you feel now, like 6 months later, now that you have that structure with your training, with your meal plan? How do you feel about everything?
Well, I feel really happy, I have to say, because I not only achieved my goals, the goals that I had for that short period of time, because this is important to say, when we started talking, we did an interview, you asked me about my goals, short-term goals, things that I wanted to achieve into those 3-4 months. And that is what I wanted to achieve by then. And at the beginning, it was quite difficult for me to see how we were going to do it. But then, after I follow the meal plan, I follow the workouts, I worked on my mindset, and this is really important. I really got that discipline that is given by doing all the things that you need to do. So if you keep showing up for yourself and doing the things that you need to do, you get that discipline, and then really you get to achieve the things that you want. And so I'm really happy about that, because I feel that I really earned this with my hard work. So yeah.
You did 100%, because you're the one doing the work. Like, yes, I give you the tools, I give you the structure, I give you that extra, but at the end of the day, it's you showing up. It's you waking up early to go to the gym, or is you going on your lunch breaks to go to the gym, is you prepping your meals, is you, doing your life. Like, there's only so much a coach can do for you, but you have to be the one giving that 100%. And that's something that you're doing, and that's something that I truly admire, like, of you, and like every single client that put in the work. That's something that motivates me, and obviously you motivating many people around you. And I want to talk about more, how do you manage your time? Because how I mentioned earlier, you told me when we got started 6 months ago, you were like, I don't have the time, I just don't have the time. But 6 months later, you make the time. You either wake up really, really early to go to the gym, or you go to the gym in your lunch break. And that just shows you, if you want to do something, you make it work. Even if you say you don't have the time, you make it work, because it's so important to you. So how do you manage your time efficiently to make sure that you get everything done? Because you're a mom, you're a wife, you have family, you're working full time, you're doing so many things.
Yeah, well, I got a lot of advice from you and the group, I have to say. And you made it really clear that we have to plan what we're going to do on our week. So, like me in my household, we really we never really planned meals. We didn't say what we're going to eat each day. So that kind of gave me the hint that I had to make a change in my own household. And I started planning what day of the week I was going to do the meal prep, what days of the week I was going to go to the gym, have a plan B in case that wouldn't happen, that couldn't happen. So as you were saying, like, either I will go really, really early in the morning before my husband wake up, or my baby wakes up, or I will go my lunch breaks, or I will go early before picking up my kid, and that would mean that I will have to, I don't know, work on my lunch break. So I had to make a conscious effort in order to put the things in my calendar, even though I don't have a like a huge calendar. I know that what days of the week I'm going to do each thing. For example, I know that Saturday my baby goes to swimming classes, and she goes with my husband, so that's the time that I have to go to grocery shopping, and I will cook my meals on Saturday afternoon, and that would be the things that I have for the week. But I couldn't do any of this if I didn't plan it with my husband. And that's really important. You have to involve the rest of your family on this, because you have to be on the same page for things to happen. So I know that he's really busy as well, and that's why I get early in the mornings to go to the gym, not to disturb his day so much, but also having to prepare everything the night before in order to go made a difference for me, because I know that the first thing I will do in the morning is wake up, put on my shoes, and get out of the house. So it's planning is everything, as you say. And also when you plan and you have things prepare, then you don't second guess what you're gonna do. You know what you're gonna do.
Yeah, planning is like literally everything. If you don't plan, then you plan to fail. Because if you only decide on the day, oh, do I feel like going to the gym? Maybe yes, maybe not. You're probably not gonna go. Do I feel like prepping my meals? Maybe yes, maybe no. You're just gonna go and get McDonald's or something easy and convenient. I think planning is everything. And yeah, that's something I tell you guys every single time. Make sure you have your calendar. Make sure you schedule your workouts. Make sure you schedule your meal prep. Schedule your life. Because life, if you don't have that structure with your life, it's much easier to maybe spend more time on your phone scrolling or do things that are not going to benefit you. We just have to make sure that we make every single day count. And that's exactly what you're doing. You're making every single day count. And another big point that you made right now, it's having that communication with your partner. I think being on the same page as your partner or your family members, it helps so much, because often an excuse that I hear from people, from women, they say, I'm really busy with my kids, which I understand. I'm really busy with my family, which I understand. But I feel like if you communicate what's important to you, it's going to be easier to make it work. Because if you don't have that open communication, then maybe you're going to take all the pressure yourself. And that's why many women get overwhelmed and they feel like, I don't have the time. There's just too much going on in my life right now. There's too many things happening. And yes, that's true. But like, if you wanna make it work, you will make it work. And obviously that's what you're doing. And I also want to talk about a little bit mindset, because I know your mindset has changed so much. But what will you say has been like the biggest mindset shift that you've had the past 6 months?
Well, one thing was changing the mindset from, all or nothing. I was someone that either would do it all or would do nothing and wouldn't accept nothing in the middle. And that would mean that I will go to the gym 5 days a week at the beginning, and before joining the program, and then there would be the weeks that if I didn't go to the gym, I wouldn't go at all, and then it would be like 3 weeks without going to the gym. Well, now I know that I'm doing my best effort, that I'm planning for it, and if something happens and I cannot do 3 of the 4 workouts of the week, it's okay. I give my best. One of the biggest learnings I had also was the thing that, one meal out of the plan is not going to change my progress. One day without going to the gym is not going to change my progress. Taking holidays, like the holiday period, was huge for a lot of people. And, like knowing that being out of the plan, eating out of the plan or the meal plan, or not doing the workouts for 2 weeks, didn't really affect my progress. And so that really helped me to understand a lot of my body, my mindset, and the things that I can achieve if I want. Because it wasn't quitting, it wasn't taking 2 weeks of minding what I was eating, but not really eating out of the plan. It didn't change anything so bad that I couldn't come back first week of January and give my best. If anything, it just made me feel better that I made kind of conscious choices on food. It was better, and that my mindset was getting stronger. So giving me the opportunity and to fail sometimes. I think I accepted being vulnerable as well. That was another thing, because of going to the gym and like not doing an exercise, not keeping the form or not knowing how to do it, and watching the video like 5 times until I get it or I didn't get it, and then just being humble and sending a message to my coach and saying, hey, this is not working for me, what can I do? So I think my mindset has improved so much, and also not only on the fitness side, but this is applicable to other parts of my life, my job, my family. So like I'm really impressed on what this fitness journey is taking me to achieve. So I'm really happy.
Thank you for sharing that with us. I think, and that's another thing that I always say, is like fitness changes everything. It doesn't only change your body, but it changes everything. Like with your job, your relationships, like it does apply to everything. And also something that you said, I still remember like last year when you went away for, I think it was around Christmas, around that time, you were very scared because you were like, Danny, I won't be able to follow the meal plan. I won't be able to go to the gym. I'm scared I'm going to throw all my progress away. And I was like, everything is going to be okay. Like, just relax. Everything is going to be okay. 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks of going off track a little bit is not going to take away or ruin the progress that we have made for the past 2 3 months or 4 months. And I do think like, if you were doing this by yourself, it would have been much easier for you to go back to that mindset. Okay, I failed now. I'm done. I'm not going to try again, and then start the cycle again. And that's why I truly believe that working with a coach makes a difference. Because if you have that person to reassure you, to remind you, to tell you like everything's going to be okay, it makes things easier for you in your journey. Because if you don't, it's, that cycle is just going to continue. That's something I've done in the past when I was not working with a coach. It's a cycle and it just never stops. It never stops. You keep making the same mistakes over and over and over and over again. And I think you were so patient last year because I was like, it's going to be okay, Yani. It's going to be okay. Like, just chill. It's going to be fine. Like, nothing is going to happen. But I think because you made that mistake, or you had that mindset from the past, it was easier for you to be like, no, I'm going to put in weight. I'm going to gain too much body fat. And we start overthinking, which is what we do. We start overthinking. But then that didn't happen. Like, you were looking fine after the holiday. You enjoyed the holiday. You were eating your yummy meals. You were not on track, and that's fine. And that just shows you like this is a lifestyle. And that's why I always say this is a lifestyle change. This is not a quick fix. This is not an 8-week challenge, 6 weeks challenge. This is something that we learn how to eat. We learn how to deal with different situations, because you're always going to be traveling. You're always going to be on holiday. There's going to be times that you may not have access to a gym. There's going to be times that you only have very limited food available that you have to choose from. So it's just learning how to deal with your situation, with those situations, and navigating through everything. And also,
I think
sorry.
No, I was saying that, and I think that was part of trusting your, the trust that you put on your coach, because this is the reason why I wanted to work with you, because you already had experienced this and you have experience with other people. So you know what's going to happen. If I am off track for 1 week or two, but then if I come back, you know exactly how things are going to turn out for me. While me, it's the first time I'm going through the journey. So it's difficult to really believe that it's not going to be the worst thing in the world. So trust your coach and what they plan for you, because they know what they're doing.
Exactly. If the coach truly cares about you, they will do the best for you. If not, they will just take your money and like give you whatever. Because I know another challenge that you're having right now, not so much now, but maybe a few weeks ago, because we increased your calories. So now we're going on maintenance calories. And you were a little bit afraid, like, Danny, I'm going to be eating more. Does this mean I'm going to put on weight? What's going to happen? And I think, again, having that coach to remind you and reassure you, like, we're doing this, like, we're planning this. You're not just eating like crazy and like, indulging in food. Like, we're planning everything. So having that structure, it's going to show that we're building that muscle mass that we want to build and get that body that we want. Because I know for me before, like, I used to think about like more food, body fat, less food, less body fat. And that's the mindset that we have from all the unhealthy habits that we have built over the past years and years and years and years. But can you think about like one of the biggest challenge, or one challenge that you had in the past during the 6 months? Because I know you struggled a little bit. I think it was last year. You had some personal problems that affected your mindset and anxiety. How did you overcome these challenges, and how did you ensure that you didn't give up on this journey and that you keep going? You got the strength from somewhere, and you just keep pushing and pushing.
Yeah, I think it was really at the beginning of my journey. It was like probably the month or the second month that I was working with you. And so I had always this defeating feeling about, imposter syndrome, that you're not doing the things right. So second guessing everything that I was doing, second guessing the things that I was eating. And also at the beginning, we started with just to build habits with a maintenance calories. So I'm like, why? I'm here to lose weight. Why am I eating so much? So the coach would say, I don't know, full fat, and like regular milk, and I will have trim milk. You will have like regular cheese, I will have trim cheese. So it was really difficult back then for me to trust. But then I talked to my husband, and he was like, Shani, if you're going in this journey, you really have to, to give it all, to trust a coach, and she knows, she has the knowledge, she knows what she's doing it, and just blindly believing in what she's doing for you. And I was like, okay, if I am paying this person to help me, and she's the one that has the knowledge, why would I be doing things on my own? If not, I would continue doing what I was doing before, and it didn't take me anywhere. So I put aside, I think I talked to you about this, and that's why we started working in mindset as well. Kind of like, it doesn't matter if I think I'm not doing it right, do it again, do it anyway. And, like, film a video of the exercise, they send it to me, you would correct me, and that would build my confidence, and just to trust time. Because it wasn't until it was not weeks, I think it was months, until I really saw the difference. And that's when I was like, okay, yeah, this is a trust process.
Yeah.
So you do your work, I do my work, and we let time show us what's gonna be. And it was really like, it was a challenge for me to trust. But I've been rewarded immensely. So I'm really happy with that.
Yeah. And I think, not trusting or not seeing that difference in your pictures, it comes from all the bad habits that we used to have before. Because I was looking at your picture and I was like, I can clearly see the difference, but you are not seeing what I was seeing. And that's because sometimes we're so blinded, because we only see what we want to see, and we only believe what we want to believe. But once we change that mindset, once we change that switch, it changes everything. Because then you are like, oh, actually, I'm making progress. Like, actually, I feel better. I look better. My clothes is feeling better. And I think also believing in yourself, which is something you're doing right now. Yes, you're believing in me, which is great. But the main thing is that you are believing in yourself. Because if you wouldn't be here right now talking to me. You will be who knows doing what. But you're here right now, like, talking to me in this journey, literally killing and smashing your goals. Now your next goal is your 40th birthday coming up very soon, which you're already looking amazing. And I know you're going to look even better for your birthday, which is going to be crazy. But what will you say to someone sitting in the fence of joining my program, but maybe they feel scared, maybe they feel like it's not the right time, maybe they feel like they need to think about it? What's something you will say to them?
I would say the right time is now, and don't second guess that, because really time flies, and if you don't take action, things will never happen. That it's completely worth the money, I would say that as well, because the service is really tailored. Like, like, I can really tell you the things that I like, dislike, the things that I prefer, and would tailor that to me according to my needs. And if it's about money, because this was a thing as well, when I talk to I have my husband, I do have to communicate with him about what we're going to spend money. And he was like, yeah, you'll do it as soon, like, if you're not going to give your money away in a way, it's like, if you're going to commit to it, do it. So I would say to anyone that would like to do it, commit. Like, this is it's money well spent, but you have to commit to yourself, because Dani's going to do everything in her power, to help you, but you are the one who has to do the things. And about, sorting out that money. Like, really, I am not someone who overspends. So I couldn't say that I would, I had to take money off my money, my pennies, or all that. But when there's a will, there's a way. And I did my investment at the beginning in order to know you and to see the things that we can do together. And even though I made like sacrifices in I don't know, I would eat less outside, have less takeaways and all that. It's like, really. Oh, and another thing that I would say to people is, like, don't think you're not gonna eat yummy. Don't think that you will eat less out, you will eat less outside, like you won't go to restaurants. And like, it's not a sacrifice. You're doing this for yourself, and you can still indulge in things that you really like. And if you're thinking that you're going to spend a lot of money into fitness products and that, no, that's not unless you want to. And I can tell you that in my family, economics is better to plan and to buy things in bulk as I do. And like, after that, we're spending even less money than what we were spending before. So money shouldn't be a thing that will stop you to make the changes that you want in your life.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah, I think it's an investment, 100%. It's an investment that you're making for yourself. And I think like if you pay for cheap, you get cheap. But if you pay for quality, you will get that quality. And you will work even harder because you don't want to be throwing your money away. You want to make sure that you are, making the most out of that investment that you made. And you're doing this for yourself. Like at the end of the day, you're doing this for yourself. And that's exactly what you're doing. So thank you. Thank you so much, Yani, for being here. I really do. I love working with you and you know that. And I just really appreciate you taking the time being here. You're busy with work with your kids, but you're here right now taking the time talking to us and sharing your experience with everyone. And I know if you're watching this or if you're listening to the podcast, I know that you're probably thinking right now, you know what? I'm going to throw all the excuses away and I'm going to start with my fitness journey because we can all do it. Literally, we can all do it. You just have to believe that you can. You have to be committed and you have to get it done. Because if you wait for the perfect time, it's never going to happen. Trust me, believe me. I've talked with many women. It's just never going to happen. You're going to keep waiting. You're going to keep lying to yourself. And you're going to keep feeling unhappy with the way that you're looking, with the way that you're feeling. So thank you once again, Yani. Is there anything else you want to say before we go?
Thank you. I would like to, say that I'm really, really happy with your training. And I feel that I could have not done this change in my life if it wasn't for your help. So yeah, anyone that is second guessing what they're gonna do with their fitness journey, start now. Do this with yourself, and that will, take you out of bed at 5 a.m. if it's necessary. That's what
if you want to make it happen, you'll make it happen.
Make it happen.
Thank you so much once again, Yani. Gracias. Thank you for being here. If you like this episode, don't forget to share it. Don't forget to get started with your journey. Share it on your social media and tag me at Daniela del Carpio. Until next time. And as I always say, don't ever stop believing in yourself. Ciao. Yay.